Hi, I hope you're doing well. I'm back again to talk about the new moon happening. It's going to be happening at 9 degrees Scorpio. It'll be happening on November 1st. So this is 3 for 3 where we have global definition. October 2nd, we had the will center and the throat center defined. Full moon on October 17th, we had the throat center and the ajna defined. And for this new moon, we have the will center and the spleen defined. So we've had a lot of global definition for all these moon cycles going forward, which makes them even more impactful than usual because when we have global energy, it brings a lot more emphasis to the energies that are being accentuated. This is bringing a lot of energy to one particular theme, and this is abundance because we have the will center defined with the 4426 channel, which is one of the biggest channels that you could say for tribal energy. It's the only creative channel for tribal energy. It is also an important channel for tribal abundance because it is from this energy that the health of the tribe or the health of the people that you support comes from, because it is connected to the spleen. So in some ways, you could say this is a health channel that keeps us healthy because we have the abundance we need to live in the Maya. That is the overarching theme that we have within this new moon. And to be honest, for the last month or so, that seems to be the biggest focus, is abundance and support and getting things that you need to support yourself in the Maya. And one more time, we're talking about this. Again, this is going to be a focus on sales. This could even be sales of you as a person, messaging across to say, I can do this job. This is something that I'm made for. Letting people know that you are ready for an upgrade in your finances or a raise or something like that. This is perfect energy if you're trying to sell something that already exists in the world. In other words, something that, like I would say, if you wrote an astrology book. So astrology already exists, but what you do is you're bringing your specific spin on astrology. And so you're taking that, what already exists, and improving it or putting your energy on it. And that is where we get the creativity of the 2644 channel. This is also great for anything that's new and improved. And so you might see a lot of new and improved things coming out. And then with Jupiter in the gate 45, this could be selling new forms of spirituality, things that you are bringing out into the world, as much as it can be education. It is tribal energy that can bring the theme of improvement. The sun is in the gate 44 line 3, and we have Venus in the gate 26 line 1, and this is bringing the full channel. So it really is bringing that potential for abundance of some sort or something new that is, you could even say decadent, because Venus is involved in the mix. With the sun and the moon in the gate 44 line 3, this is about messaging, but it's also about finding the right balance, because it's easy with this energy, the 2644, to go overboard, which means that the sales push or the sales copy is a little too much and it's a little too pushy. So this is where having balance in how we're selling those things that we want to sell in our lives. And like I said, it could be selling yourself for a new position in work, selling yourself in something that you want, showing people what you can provide to wherever you want to go, is something that can be, again, overdone. So coming from the perspective of, if you look at Venus in the gate 26 line 1, it's called a bird in the hand. And this is saying, be appreciative for what you already have and kind of look at that as with gratitude, because if you do, that feeling of need and urgency to get a sale or to move to the next step might be mitigated by the idea that I am already abundant, and kind of living that perspective. This is another overarching theme. If you are trying to make more abundance in your life, getting more material gains in your life, the key is to believe that you are already abundant. And that's really what the energy that Venus is bringing, but also Mercury in the gate 14 line 4 also brings that kind of fake it until you make it mentality about feeling abundant, feeling that you already have what you need, and just waiting for the universe to show up. Of course, you're always going to be making strides towards your destiny. It's not really where you're sitting there and waiting for things to come to you. You're making those strides that you can, and also stopping when you know that you've done everything you can as well. Mercury is bringing this perspective of knowing that whatever strides you're making, it's going to take time and energy to get to the place you want to get, and to have patience with the process, and to not fall into this lack mentality, because if you do, that can sort of stymie your process and also stymie your progress forward, which is not something anybody wants to do. And as much as Venus can bring wealth of abundance and material gains and those types of things, things that are decadent, you could say, but it can also touch on themes of relationships. It could be about having a healthier relationship with somebody because Venus is part of the process. Again, this is a health channel. So this is talking about the idea of give and take and kind of a win-win situation, because that is what the 2644 channel is. It's the greater good, the gate 26. That's what I like to call it, which means that everybody wins in every transaction, or everybody wins in negotiations, or when you're coming together to make a deal, or to I will give you this and you will give me that kind of thing. So if everybody wins, then it's a healthy relationship, it's healthy abundance, it's healthy in general, and that is a benefit to everybody involved. With Mars in the gate 56, line 3, it might be easy to talk about your life story, or the experiences you've had, or the ways that you've used whatever you're using, or why you are best for the job, or why you are best for something. And so it might be easy to sort of lean into that energy and talk about those experiences. But what this says is, with Mars there, it can be a little too much. And so moderating that, you really need to listen to the story of about how I made it forward, and my life story, and how things went really well for me. And this over exuberance, which can cause people to kind of turn off. So this is about a total balance where you're sharing your experiences in a way where people are engaged, but if they're not engaged, holding off and not continuing to share the experiences, because there is this, again, Martian energy, or this tendency to assertively or even aggressively want to share your experiences in a way where people can actually be turned off, which is the last thing you really want to happen. The Earth in the gate 24, line 3, is called the addict. And this is the one thing to really watch for this new moon. And it is this idea that if we look at the abundance and the way we're trying to sell things and the way we're trying to sort of move forward in our lives, and then we bring in the Earth in the gate 24, line 3, the addict, this is where there may be a tendency to only want to see the happiness, or only want to see the good things in life, and only want to feel good at all times. It's also this idea that there could be this misconception about money will bring you happiness, and the more you get, the more you will feel happy. And yet this is not the truth that we know to be. This theme is something that we saw in the last full moon as well. This idea that if you have extreme abundance, that it will bring you happiness. And that's really not the case. But there might be a tendency to want to only have the good and not realize that there is a duality, and that there are going to be times of joy and there are going to be times of melancholy, and understanding that that is all part of our life. And without the sadness, we don't know what happiness is. And so there is balance in all things. And this is really bringing that energy into focus to say that when you are moving forward to gain more abundance, to get the sales you want, to get the job promotion, to get the things that you feel that you want in your life, always remember that it is a destination, but it isn't sort of everything. It is only one part of who you are. It is only one part. Like the money that we make, the material abundance that we make, is only part of who we are as a whole. There are so many other dimensions to every single person. But also during this time, it might be a time when people who have had problems in the past with addictions of any kind might be sort of leaning into that again. And so keeping an eye out for anybody who might be struggling at this time might be a good thing to do. Overall, this new moon feels like it's an early sales pitch to all the things that people are trying to sell us for November and December for the holiday season. So if it feels like it's a good fit for you, that's great. But keep in mind that the sales pitch might be over exaggerating what is really there for you to gain. So taking everything with a grain of salt and doing your homework to see what's a right fit for you might serve you well. And with that said, I hope you have a wonderful new moon ahead. And until next time, take care and bye for now.